just saying we're going to freeze the pension and deny that benefit to a whole new generation sends a profound message, potentially, that we are a different organization now, that no matter our rhetoric about the importance of our people, we really regard them as interchangeable employees.
We've already been investing and helping save the paper, save the website, keep this proud organization going. So for us to encounter the kind of hostility and disrespect in negotiations is shocking.
One gets the sense that over the last 11 months of a non-contract, there is not only a lack of progress, but a lack of respect.
What I want is to have our negotiators work well and hard with the negotiators from the other side and come to an equitable deal.
And when you talk about taking away a pension or reducing benefits by making the benefits no longer defined, what you're talking about is jeopardizing family and health at the time when it is most crucial to people, which is when they're in their retirement and no longer have additional earning ability.
Well, I'm appalled. I'm horrified. I'm sickened by what's been going on at the Times.
To think that the paper could, what sounds relatively casually to me, give away the pension as a negotiating or try to give it away as a bargaining chip in negotiations does not strike me as the way that the Sulzberger family, as I know it, behaves.
Basically, under a frozen pension, even with the donations to my 401k, they would take away $350,000 between 65 and 85. $350,000 is a lot of money. $350,000 is worth fighting over. $350,000, as far as I'm concerned, is worth risking a strike over.
It's hard to reconcile the desire to have the best and to produce the best product with a plan to cut the benefits in this kind of extreme way.
Years ago, the Times hired professional consultants to tell us how to plan for our retirement. And at that time, they told us that we needed a third from Social Security, a third from our pension, and a third from our savings. If somebody told me, oh, by the way, that third, too bad, your three-legged stool is going to fall down, I didn't know enough to ask the question. But if I were in mid-career and it was too late to switch to something more lucrative, I would be very, very scared.
When I turned 40 is when at the moment that I said, I've got to start thinking about what's happening in my future. I'm not in my 20s and 30s anymore. It's like I'm at a part of my life where I've got to start thinking about these things, pension included.
This does mean a threat to what I thought my retirement era was going to look like.
A pension plan, a defined benefit plan, I at least have the safety of knowing that I have money coming in. Even if it's, like a couple thousand a month or whatnot, at least it's there for me. In my old age, if I, hopefully I won't find myself, scruffling around looking for a cardboard box to live in, for God's sakes.
I discovered that if the pension was not frozen and I worked here 30 years, I would collect $58,000 a year until the end of my life. If the pension is frozen, I will collect $15,000 a year. I would be one of those elders covered in the Times who's living on food stamps.
There are competing organizations now that will pick off Times reporters and are able to pay them significantly higher salaries than the paper is putting forth at this point.
And you have to think about a 401k. I mean, If you retire at 65 and you drop dead at 66 or 67, it's great. 401k is fabulous. You're happy, you're dead, you're in heaven, hopefully, and your kids inherit the money. But if you live to be 80, 85, your 401k runs out. It's very hard to plan that kind of thing. So suddenly you find yourself confronting yourself, gee, I run out of money. I can't take the money out of my 401k that I had before. What am I going to do? Am I going to eat cat food? And am I going to move in with my kids? Am I going to commit suicide? It's a very ugly choice to stick people with.